One thing I've learned in the last 10 years of coaching is that people don't come to me when life is just floating along lovely. They come when life is hitting a bit of chaos, when pressure's in, when business is busy, when family gets hard, when we feel that chaos creeping in and we can't control it. Now, the key to navigating that chaos is not to just fight your way through it, and it ain't going to happen by just waiting until the chaos goes. We have to learn how to dance with it. And there are 5 absolute crucial mindset shifts that when you make, you will navigate chaos with grace. Now, I'm going to walk you through those 5 right now, starting with the one that will save you the most time and energy straight out the gate. Now, the first mental model that I absolutely loved, I was given this many years ago, it's helped me a ton, is control lines. It's separating the illusion from kind of what I think I can control and what I actually can, okay? And there's 3 categories. And the first categories are, what can I control? Like, look at my life right now. What can I truly control? What actions can I directly control? That's the first category. The second one is influence. What can I influence? What can I have some kind of guiding influence on? I can't completely control the outcome, can completely control the behavior, but I might be able to influence the situation a little bit. And the third one is things we have to just accept. We have no control over it. The outcomes that cannot be changed, there are people that we cannot influence, is literally, I cannot have any influence or control over this. The trick is, most of us spend too much time in 2 and 3. We spend too much time trying to control what we can only kind of influence and trying to control what we have no control over whatsoever. We have to try and put all our attention and energy into number 1, the things we truly can control, our inputs, our behaviors, our thinking. Now, what I love to do is get people to just write down everything that's going on in their life and start putting it into categories. Can you directly control that? Is it an influence thing, or is it I just need to accept that and stop putting my energy into it? But the first crucial step to navigating any chaos in life, relationships, business, whatever it is to actually focus on what you truly can control. And when you do that, you'll save yourself time and energy. So get that written down, put them in the categories, and start noticing how you're making some little errors probably with putting things into 2 and 3 and trying to control those when you can't. So the second model that's helped me out a ton, especially in the last 6 to 7 months, is what we call the 72-hour rule. It's no major decisions for 72 hours. When life is chaos, when life is life, when that pressure hits, we often immediately react to make decisions to gain some control. And usually those decisions, when they're reactive, when they're in survival mode, are poor decisions, because chaos spikes our cortisol. It makes us super narrow focus, survival based, which can be helpful, but we got to try and pick the right actions to take. Now, sometimes in chaos, like I said, we try and make decisions. We try and force outcomes because it gives us the illusion of control. And that's when people make bad decisions. You quit things you don't want to quit. You say things you don't really want to say, and you make poor decisions. So something I picked up was, don't make any big decisions for 72 hours. And in those 72 hours, you're trying to create stabilizing habits. You're trying to do things that give you a little bit more space. Because when you start looking after yourself for a couple of days and you take that decision off your plate, all of a sudden you start to see clearer. And clarity is absolutely king for making good decisions. And good decisions are what determine the quality of our life, the quality of our decisions, right? So what can we do? No big decisions for 72 hours. And in that time frame, allow yourself the permission to push it away if you can. Get yourself in a good spot, a better spot. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Before you know it, you are looking at the decisions in front of you in a much better headspace. It takes a lot of courage to hold space and not make a decision sometimes. So the third model has been massively beneficial for me. Actually, I picked this up. I'm pretty sure it was a special ops person speaking in a group I was in, and he called it the 1 metre world, to take control of what's literally the meter in front of you, kind of shrinking the battlefield. And the thing is, when life's chaos, we've all been there, we start to try and look way outside of ourselves and try and control things, like we said previously, that we can try and do big things that maybe aren't going to be useful for us. And so this model is like, shrink your world. What can I control in my smaller world? What can I immediately take control of and do? So rather than trying to do expansive, amazing things and overhaul your life and get yourself into great shape when it's absolute chaos, shrink the battlefield and say, okay, what's a physical thing I can do each day that's good for me physically? What's a mental thing I can do each day that's going to help me mentally? What's a life thing? If I just did that one life thing every day, I would start to feel more in control. Now, everyone has different answers to that, but I guarantee you'll probably have something physically, something mentally, something in a life way that when you do, life kind of feels like it's got some rhythm. It feels like it's got a bit of order. And so the key is to focus down on those. In chaos, we're not trying to be super complex again and super expansive and try and take on the world. In chaos, we're pulling in and we're taking control of the big movers, the one things. We're shrinking our world because overwhelm, all that stuff kicks in when we try and make our world too big for the most part. And when we try and battle and control the things we really can't. So shrink your world today, take control of the one behavior in each of those areas, be clear on it, and you'll start to find a rhythm that's going to be mega useful for handling chaos. The fourth thing, dead simple. How do I remove friction? We're working really hard, right? These little mindset things on creating control, concentrating on what you can, concentrating on the actions you can control, not making big decisions. Well, the other thing you can do is just remove some stuff. What is something you can remove from your day? What is something you can remove from your week? Like, start taking things off your plate. What is not absolutely useful? What is not absolutely necessary? Take it off your plate. Because when you do that, you've got more time. You've got better headspace, less cognitive load. So sometimes it's not about adding things. In periods of chaos, you start thinking, what can I take away? What can I stop doing? Where's friction I can remove? Because here's what I've noticed about chaos. We often add to it because we're caught up in survival mode. So we start trying to say, oh God, I need to do more and more and more. We keep adding things. Ask any overwhelmed person. They're often doing things they shouldn't be doing and keep saying yes to things. In chaos, you've got to start saying no to things. And you've got to start removing the non-necessary, the non-impactful, and give yourself permission to do that. So right now, I think, what could I remove from my week, my day? What can I say no to? What can I delegate? What can I delete? What is just not a helpful habit for me for a while that needs to go? Can I cut that out today? Remove things and you'll have more time and more energy. And the last one, which is probably the most important around it all, is something called identity anchors. So one of the best things we used to teach this all the time in our group coaching, which was to write an I am statement every day. But when you look at yourself, when you look at your vision for life, one of the key things people often don't look at is, how do I show up during chaos? How do I show up when life isn't going how I want? How do I show up when there's obstacles in play? We often think, well, when I get to the end, we look at chaos and obstacles as something like that, kind of to be rushed through and then we can get back to normal. But actually, chaos is just part of life. Problems are part of life. Obstacles are part of life. Life's everybody. Everyone has pressure, gets busy. So it's part of life, and we've got to figure out how we want to navigate it. And one of the most useful things you can do is consider, how do you want to show up during this period of chaos? How do you want to operate? And a simple I am statement every day, written down, be it on a bit of notepad on your desk, be it in a journal if you do that. I am someone who. Who are you? I'm someone who shows up during chaos. I am someone who tries to figure a way out around chaos. I am somebody who shows up with integrity, calm and discipline. Whatever it is for you, describe how you want to show up during the chaos. Because chaos makes us stronger if we navigate it. It breaks us if we try and control what we can't, if we try and fight it by all of a sudden overhauling our life during it, because we think that's the way through. All these things don't help. And so right now you've got 5 little mindset shifts, little things you can do to help you integrate, to navigate chaos. And that may bring a new problem. It may bring, I haven't got the capacity to go and do this. I haven't got the focus. Well, there's videos coming up on here now which link and help you break that down as well.